Alright, so I was out getting beers with a friend, and afterward we went to a, not really a liquor store, it was more like a wine shop. It was mostly wine. They had some liqueurs and stuff. And so, oops, let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, and so I impulse bought, which I've been meaning to try for a while, this stuff. It's Cynar, Italian liqueur. I know nothing about it. I didn't read up about it before trying it, but I meant to try it for a long time. And it is made from artichokes. So I don't know what that means, but yeah, I'm gonna try it and let you know. Previous videos were much more hardcore stuff. This is only 16.5% alcohol by volume. So I want to say like half an unicum or a Bekarovka, certainly half like a schnapps or something. So I'm not expecting this to be too hardcore. Expecting it to be tasty. I have no idea though. It's made of artichoke. What could it possibly taste like? I have no clue. So I'm just gonna get into it. If I can open the bottle, may not be able to. Right. There you go. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna pour some into this shot glass, same one I use for other stuff. I wanted to try it before my palate was tainted with food. Last thing I had was a beer, relatively bitter beer, so this will probably be less bitter than that. But anyway, I will first. Smells relatively neutral, kind of vegetal as you'd expect, a little bit flowery, very, very lightly flowery, but yeah, kind of does smell grassy, but yeah, I would say it was a little bit flowery too. Nothing powerfully bitter, no really herbal cinnamon or anything on the nose, I would say. So I'll do half shot and I'll finish it. That's interesting. Flavor-wise, actually, tastes a lot like unicum. Definitely less bitter. Definitely more sweet and less bitter. But it has that same kind of it is a little bit bitter. It's more bitter than. It was bitter and sweet. Those predominating flavors. And then you got some cinnamon in there. Probably some licorice type stuff. But very sweet, much sweeter than unicum. But I would say kind of in that ballpark. Not as licorice as a Jägermeister or Montenegro. So yeah, I would compare this. It's definitely less viscous than unicum for sure. But I would put it in that ballpark. Not as cinnamony as a Bekarovka. You can tell how few comparisons I have for this. So yeah, definitely very palatable. I would say if you really don't like bitter stuff at all, it would not be that palatable. But yeah, definitely very sweet, much sweeter than most of these liqueurs would be. That's pretty good. I would say for a normal person who does not drink a lot of digestifs and liqueurs. Well, first off, I would say it's also less bitter than a Campari or your Aperol even. No citrus really to speak of, so not really in that ballpark. The bitterness isn't a citrus peel bitterness. It's a kind of earthy, kind of vegetal bitterness. I would say the aftertaste kind of is root beer-ish, but obviously alcohol. It's a liquor. It's not going to taste like a normal soda. If you've tried a Kino, it's a little bit got that kind of bitterness to it. Yeah, very sweet though. I could see this actually in the ballpark of a Kino, which is it's an Italian soda made from bitter orange peel, I think. But no kind of citrus to it, or at least not noticeable now. Very sweet and a little bit bitter. mostly like earthy, kind of very grounded. Like there is a little bit of cinnamony, like that kind of like spice to it, but it's not the predominant flavor. It's not like a Bekarovka or something like that, where it's like predominantly like has a lot of that spice to it. But yeah, I would say that's fine. That's good. I would. This actually has like some mixed drink recipes on the back, Cynar and cola. Could see that being good. Cynar Manhattan, which is like 1 part Cynar to 4 parts whiskey. I am not a whiskey drinker, so I don't know if that would balance out a Manhattan or not. But I'd say Cynar and cola makes sense. It is very sweet. It needs kind of, or I would say if I was gonna mix it, having a little bit more brightness would be good. Obviously, the Manhattan is not about that. Manhattan's about having that kind of not bright flavor. I don't really know what a whiskey flavor is. I guess like woody flavor. But yeah, I would say it could use a little bit of like freshness to it. But it's the summertime. That's kind of what I want. But yeah, I would say this is pretty good. It's very drinkable, very easily drinkable. I would say if you have never had like a liqueur or like an amaro like this, then this would be a good place to start. Because yeah, it's like much sweeter than a lot of the other ones. This, or maybe, you know, everyone's had Jägermeister. It kind of like falls in that category. Bekarovka is pretty good too. If you like cinnamon, that would be a good place to start. But this one's like pretty solid as well. If you want one that will kind of like be more similar to other bitters, because it is predominantly bitter and sweet, this would be a good place to start. Yeah, very interesting. I guess I can see where the artichoke flavor is, but I wouldn't say it's like tastes like an artichoke. Not that artichokes are a very strong flavor, but yeah, very interesting. I got this bottle, so I will be drinking more of this. I don't hate it. Not too bad.